Hi everyone, this is Alpha Ali. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD review. This is actually for Jellyfish. And I believe this is Jellyfish's first ever VOD, which is really exciting. The odd gold one on PC, and they basically just put, I feel like I'm struggling all around with my Valks, and contesting feels off, and I just can't win games. Alright then, sweet. So I guess we'll kind of look to see how we can maybe work on our Valks, maybe look at some Valk timers or how we're using our Valks. But just a quick thing before we do start, if you guys want your own Mercy VOD review, are you wanting your own free Mercy VOD review? I do them live on my Twitch for free at 2 PM UK on Sundays. They cost 7,500 channel points, which you simply get by just watching the streams. If you can't make it that time, then do not worry, as I also record them offline whenever I'm free, and all of them get uploaded to this channel. But if you guys want to see any of my own gameplay as well, you can visit my main channel. If you do need any help with anything, then don't be afraid to message any of my lovely mods on Discord. The links for everything that I've just mentioned will be down in the description. Now, back to the VOD. And yes, so I guess we'll kind of just hop basically straight into it. We're using pink today. I've been seeing a lot of pink VODs recently, and honestly, I love it. All the little sound effects that it makes as well as obviously it raises a lot of money for a really good cause. It's probably one of my favourite skins, I will be honest. Looking at our team comp, Echo is going to be our main moving target. However, because we're on Havana, we have to be really cautious about how we're positioning, because obviously, we don't want to be kind of playing out to the open, especially, obviously, they don't have a sniper right now, but if they do decide to switch to a sniper, then we really have to be careful with that. Reaper's really good as well to damage boost if we are nearby as well. It's really great. Diva is just broken at this point, so just put a blue beam on her and she'll kill stuff, because that's how she does it. And obviously Juno as well. Juno's really good to damage boost. Just keeping with Juno and Mercy is trying not to use your ults at the same time. Both of your ults do the exact same thing, just Juno's does it better, basically. So just a main kind of key things, obviously, to look out to make sure that you're kind of alternating your ultimates for each team fight if you can. But yeah, so we'll just kind of go straight into it, see how you end up playing Jellyfish. Already love where you are to begin with. A key thing though, if you don't want to just be kind of hovering out to the open, by the way, you can very easily just stand in this room. That's what I would be doing here, by the way, personally. You could just stand in this room over here and just kind of sit here with your blue beam on your Echo. You know that your Echo is only really good to be kind of, hovering about main for a second, playing about here, trying to get some, good stickies and stuff like that. So you can very easily just stay in here until you know the payload's kind of pushed up a bit, or the enemy team are pushed up a bit. In which case, then you can look, you have your Juno that's right here. You can do a straight GA to your Juno, okay? So just to kind of, relieve yourself, maybe, from your hands and everything, because, I mean, I don't play on a PC, but I know if I'm playing on a controller, my hands do start to hurt after a while. So, yeah, don't be afraid. Just kind of what's called just a sit vibe here. And also it means as well that you're in a really good beam range as well of your Diva. You can very easily just kind of slowly peek out if you need to. All right. So just a very quick little positioning thing just to kind of start ourselves off. But we keep on going. So we do end up kind of rotating back with our Echo. Nice. Good peel for Diva here. Nice speed management. Nice GA. Nice position. My only key thing is that there's been a few times now where we've kind of landed and we're in LOS of the Sojourn, okay? Just be a little bit slightly more strict, okay? So if you do want to kind of drop down here, make sure that we're dropping down more over to this side of it, just so we're blocking LOS of the Sojourn as much as we can. But other than that, you're playing really well so far. I love all your positioning. Absolutely beautiful. Let's keep going. Nice, lovely damage boost onto Reaper. Nice, okay. My only issue with this here is if you see your Diva flying in, I'd be kind of going into damage boost her before she goes to fly in, just to make sure that we're already there and being proactive and going in with that damage boost. So all this was great. Love all of this, okay? This is really great, okay? And then we could have maybe floated to the Diva a little bit sooner, but other than that, really great. Nice J back. Nice heals onto Reaper. Nice backing out. Very nice. Nice. I was just about to say, play a little bit more pushed up here just to make sure that you're still in beam range of your Diva. And it's really nice, obviously, that you've gone into this room to do so. I would have definitely, yeah, been playing a little bit closer up just to make sure that she's okay. Other than that, that's really great. Oh, sorry, I've gone back 20. Let's go back forward 20 again. Nice. Nice, okay. I can hear Sojourn on that high ground, so as soon as I'm hearing that Sojourn, by the way, I'm dropping. I'm dropping as soon as I hear that Sojourn, okay? Because if she hears your little clip-cloppy high heels, she could very easily go and you're dead, okay? So it's all good, you know, you're using that high ground, but then as soon as you hear that soldier on it, make sure that we're dropping over to this side. If we drop a play on this side, it makes it very, very hard for the soldier to be able to see us, because the only kind of places that we can play are obviously we can play underneath like this. We can kind of play here, but it's not as good as playing on, like, on this side, because if we're playing on this side, it makes it really, really hard for the sojourn to be able to see us, alright? So just as soon as you hear her, making sure that we're dropping a little bit sooner there, just to make sure we're not getting picked off. Sadly, Reaper ends up getting picked off. That's all good, because we can't really do anything about that, because he did TP into the back line. Nice. Yeah, just make sure that we're kind of dropping a little bit sooner there. Nice peel for Juno. Keep playing with Juno though here, okay? Because you're not weak at all, okay? So there's no need for you to go to this health pack, okay? You're full HP, okay? So what you can do here is I'm just gonna quickly rewind it ever so slightly. And go back onto you. So this is really good peel, obviously. You're going to go peel for the Juno. But instead of you flinging yourself out all the way over to here, by the way, do the fling over to go and help your Juno, because you want to try and stay in beam range with Juno as much as possible here. You'll completely find your full HP, because your positioning has been absolutely amazing, so you've taken, like, hardly any damage. So make sure that we're kind of using our GA here. Instead of you slinging yourself out to this side, sling yourself out to the other side to make sure that you're keeping in that beam range with your Juno. Alright, we keep going though. Nice. Make sure that we're kind of slinging ourselves up onto this one, by the way, if you can. Because right now you're playing quite far forward, okay? I love that you're using these high grounds. I love your use of high ground so far. It's been absolutely beautiful, okay? But what I would do here is I'd be looking to use this one instead if I can. And the reason is because then we're closer to our team. We can also stand up on this one as well if you want to. Because remember, your team hasn't really kind of like fully engaged yet. Your Juno's kind of just taking a little bit of like an off angle, because that's how she's ended up being after, you know, you topped up everyone. So don't be afraid as well to kind of like come over to this one. But I would definitely love your use of high ground. Just go one further back on the just in case, okay? We want to try and make sure that we're as close to our team as possible. We keep on going though. Nice. Nice, GA. Nice help. Respect the Valk, so obviously, you know, you want your D.Va to stay up. Oop, go on, go on, go on. Go on, go on, go on. Oh, keep going. Okay. Nice Valk. I like this Valk. And I love as well your reasoning behind this Valk. Okay, this one's a really, really good one. Because obviously we end up kind of popping the Valk for our D.Va, which is completely fine. Because obviously, you know, we want to try and keep her up. Yes, we're up one, but we want to try and keep that momentum going with, you know, the kills and everything. So I love this. Love these hills. Very nice. Love the Valk, okay? My only thing with your Valk is you GA'd yourself out into the open. And can you see how, like, the Sojourn now has, like, 3 LOS of us, okay? When we pop our Valk like this, make sure that we're still using our cover. It's absolutely vital as well in this map, Havana, and, like, Circuit Royale and stuff like that, because of how open and how wide they are and how much, like, LOS that people can get with it, because of, you know, just how open the maps are, okay? So when we're doing this, make sure that we're using our GAs to kind of like really get ourselves like out to the side or in some kind of cover, if you can, out of the LOS of the Sojourn. So just make sure that we're doing like a really long GA just to get ourselves like out here-ish if we can. Alright, we keep on going though. Really, really nice. So we do end up obviously using it. We can't stop the res, that is what it is. Love this onto the Sojourn though, okay? But don't be afraid just to keep going on it, okay? You can very easily, if you have, you know, if you feel like you've got good aim, then you can very easily just keep on, you know, contesting her, okay? She's used her charge shot railgun to try and already get to you. So she's gonna really, really struggle to do like any kind of like significant damage onto you. So don't be afraid to keep on pistoling her and get her down if you feel like you got the aim for it. Obviously, if you feel like you don't have the aim for it, then you've done the absolute right thing of, you know, back yourself back off to go and help, you know, the rest of your team. But I like this aggression here. I really, really do. We keep on going though. So you end up kind of obviously peeling yourself back. Nice beams. Once again, really nice positioning throughout that. Your position with the Valk got a lot better through it. Nice. Obviously, you want to try and play far back with your Echo, so it don't really matter if you're not with the Reaper ult, to be honest, as he did his job. Nice. Push up here. I want you to push up here and take the heals from from the diva here. The reason is because Juno has her ult, and obviously we've just used our Valk. So make sure towards the end of this that we're pushing up, you know, just to try and get, you know, these like kind of stagger kills with our diva and our Reaper, but also to make sure that we're getting the healing here, because if we top up this this diva rather than our Juno doing it, it means that we can get lots of like healing from it basically, all right, and lots of ult charge. It's nice like how you end up doing that. Just make sure we're being a little bit more proactive there and kind of pushing up with your team a lot more. But other than that, really, really great. Keep it going. Overall, I'm really, really impressed right now, Jellyfish. This is absolutely amazing. Nice. Just, yeah, really keep an eye out for your Reaper here, okay? We've ended up kind of like just vibing up in the air like dum-de-dum-de-dum, and we're not really looking out for our Reaper, okay? What I want you to do here is I want you to, you know, kind of like sit here and realize, okay, we don't really have too many people. Don't be afraid. Sorry, we only have like 4 of us here because the Reaper's over on this flank angle, okay? So what I want you to do is just play on the ground here. Play on the ground, so it means that you are ready to back up and help this Reaper in just a second, okay? Because if we're all the way up in the air like this, yes, it's, you know, it's quite good, you know, to be up in this air and everything, but can you see how it's going to make us 10 times harder for us to help our Reaper here? And our Juno's not really going to be able to do anything because obviously our Juno's playing quite, you know, far back and everything. So what I would be doing here is instead of playing up in the air as you have been doing, just play kind of down, like, you know, kind of like more here-ish. So it means then that as soon as we kind of, you know, and I've been looking at this wall while I'm, like, obviously got my beam onto my Echo. If I see the Reapers getting weak, I can then move to this door and just do a quick little GA in and out, like either like a 180, like, sling, or we just do a little, like, backwards GA, whichever you're more comfortable with. I'd recommend the 180 if you can, but obviously, you know, depends on what you're most comfortable with, basically. But just to make sure that you're kind of peeling for him, because I saw him get really, really weak, and you've not looked at him at all, alright? Keep it going, though. We do end up getting to him, which is really, really great. Well, because everything's happening. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, I want to quickly rewind it before I carry on, because already you're doing really, really well here, okay? So, obviously, we end up having to drop really, really quickly, just try and help this Reaper, okay? Whereas if we're already on the ground, we're already there to pre-help him, and then it means that we can G ourselves away before the Wiz ends up diving us. Alright, keep on going. So this is all fine. I like this, but this GA needs to be a sling. Because you end up just doing a normal GA, which is fine, but I need you to make it either a sling or like just like a very, very quick movement over to this high ground if you want to, you know, stay with your diva and everything. Unfortunately, you cannot help your Reaper any more than what you have done. He's sadly fed a little bit. You've done your job, obviously, you know, trying to peel for him, and if we were there a little bit sooner, we could have maybe given him a little bit more HP. But in all honesty, with the ultimates that they have just used, I do not think he survives this, so it's not on you, okay? Love your peel back. Just make sure that once again we're doing that to your a piece of cover a little bit quicker. It's, you know, because obviously they're coming through with the Sojourn. We'll know in our head as well from our ult tracking that we know they're gonna have Sojourn coming up. So if we can, try to make sure that we're using our GAs to get ourselves to these pieces of cover as quick as possible. All right. So that's just a ever so slight little thing there. Nice. So we end up obviously backing ourselves off to the health pack, which is completely fine. Winston dives us. Don't be afraid to use our Echo, by the way, because our Echo was up in the air. Oh yeah, so your Echo's here. Your Echo was kind of like here-ish before she did the glide, okay? Don't kind of like just rush yourself here, and you know, because you can very easily just use a GA to get yourself up to here. So you could, it means that you're still in beam range of the Echo, and you're still with the diva whilst also evading the Winston, but you've already done really, really well to evade him. Nice long GA to get yourself away from him. Then don't be kind of like thinking yourself like, oh my gosh, what do I do, okay? Keep calm, stay there, and then as soon as you get your GA back online, making sure that you're using it either like on your diva or something, so it means that you're not just kind of like panicking like, oh my gosh, okay? Keep it going though, really, really nice. Nice GA again. My only thing is I don't like you GAing yourself into the enemy team as you've done this, okay? Let's quickly talk about this. So obviously all this is fine. I would have personally done this one up onto the high grounds here, but that's fine, because you end up obviously going over to this side room. Use this GA here to get yourself kind of in beam range of your diva, but also I'd say probably either over to the stairs or once again over up onto this high ground here. The reasoning is because you've made the Winston use his leap, so he's going to be completely fine for a second. We could also use our Echo here or something to get ourselves up onto this high ground as well. The reason why I'm saying this is because you've done really, really well to kind of manage your GAs to get yourself away from this Winston who's been diming you. So I love all of that from you. My other thing is just we want to try and make sure that we're controlling these kind of slings to make sure that we're using it to get ourselves into places where we can also, you know, maybe still help our team, or just to make sure that we're, you know, in a safe spot so we're not in the backline of the enemy team, which is what you end up doing with this sling as you do so here, okay? Look for these other alternatives. Like, sit, like, up onto this high ground here, or look at this one over here, okay? You just want to try and find a place that means that you're going to be, once get away from the Winston, because the Winston's used his jump now. It's going to be able to cool down for about, like, 5 or 6 seconds, so we're up on one of these high grounds. But it also means as well that, you know, it's going to make it harder for the Winston to try and, like, get to us, and we're not going to be in the enemy team's backline. Other than that, they're really, like, really well played, obviously trying to escape the Winston. I'm going to see what ends up happening now, because I've not watched any of this bit now. Nice sling to the cover. I love your cover usage so, so much. Nice. Lovely damage boost. Really, really nice. Nice res. Make this, instead of you doing this like weird like slingy thing that you've just done, just make that just a straight GA down and res. The reason is because I want you to try and get back to help your Echo as soon as possible, because you've took this health pack really, really recently, okay? So it means then that this Echo is going to be quite, you know, the Echo is going to be coming back to you basically. So if you can, instead do this as just a straight GA down. So it means then you could just already just do a straight GA to go and help your Echo in a second, all right? Nice. Nice peel for these guys. Don't sling yourself into them though, okay? If you need to try and get yourself away, sling kind of out over to here basically, so we're not kind of like just slinging ourselves like through the enemy team if you can. The reason is because we don't want to like, you know, take some unnecessary damage that we need to, whilst also, you know, trying to help these guys. It's just unfortunate that your Echo is just, you know, being pressured out like as much as she has done, okay? So we just want to try and make sure that we're slinging ourselves out, so it means we can still like try to help her, but also, you know, we're not just jailing ourselves like through the enemy team as we have been doing. All right, let's quickly rewind it because I'm going to show you what I would have done probably. So where are we? So we're here. We're already playing a little bit too close as well, in my opinion. So this was all great. The res was great. Obviously we talked about the res though. Nice. But then we don't need to be kind of like this close. Like, you know, you can wait for the, because you know the Echo's going to be coming onto you, alright? So you can kind of like wait a tiny bit further back over here. And then you end up kind of walking into the diva, okay? We don't want to walk into the diva. We want to keep our distance and just wait for her, because she's going to back off. We know the diva's going to back off because she's got a Reaper shooting onto her, and she's just used all of her DM to try and DM it. And obviously there's Winston as well that's just jumped onto her, okay? This means that this diva's going to be backing off. So we don't want to be walking into the diva, because that means that we're walking into these really, really close range heroes, okay? So instead of you walking into the diva, play just over, once again, just keep playing here. Keep playing here. And just, you know, be ready for them to either, like, dive back in, or just, you know, wait for them to dive someone else. Like, it might be you, in which case, you know, you can use your Echo to get out. Or if they dive the Echo, then it means that we can also, you know, use, you know, help our Echo, basically. We don't want to be walking in and taking this unnecessary damage. Nice. Obviously, we do end up kind of using this GA get out, which is completely fine. But same thing again, we end up just GAing ourselves into the enemy team like this, okay? I want you just to stay kind of here, okay? Because we're completely fine if we stay over here, because, you know, we could very easily just kind of walk away like this, or if they do end up kind of, you know, coming quickly to us, then we can use a GA slingshot just to get ourselves, like, you know, that distance, basically. We don't want to be GAing ourselves into the enemy team. We want to try and keep these guys up if we can, okay? We want to try and keep Diva up, because, you know, if we keep up our title, that means we can keep on contesting the payload in a second. And we also just want to keep up our Echo in general as well for numbers. It's not like you need to sling yourself out to, you know, go and help any of these guys, because they're not pushing the payload, okay? This Ashe, bless her, is like all the way, you know, back by herself, and you've got your Brig to help the Reaper, and the Juno is currently as well, like, really, really far back, okay? So Your job right now as Mercy is to stay with these guys and keep these guys up, okay? Maybe even force a primal out of the Winston, okay? We just want to try and keep your numbers up as much as possible, and don't be looking to help your Reaper and your Brig unless if they start pushing the payload, which they're not doing right now. They're actually overextended, okay? So instead of you doing that sling, so you were like here, would you, okay? I would maybe use your Diva to do a sling out, so it means then that I can get back to my Echo, okay? Because we don't want to be going in to the enemy team. We don't want to be walking in. We don't want to like, you know, go into them basically, because we want to try and help these guys out as much as we can. All right, we keep it going though. Nice. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this though. So we end up over here. And this is kind of the bit where you get a little bit lost because you're like, oh, you know, the whole team's here, okay? Whereas if we look at the top, you know, we know they're not pushing the payload, okay? So I feel at this point we like start to panic and we're like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Lovely, obviously helping with your Diva. However, as soon as we hear that Ash shooting us, I'd be looking straight away to come back behind this cover, okay? Yes, the Winston might look at us in a second, but in which case we can kind of like, you know, maybe like look to J to someone, or maybe like use one of these guys to J ourselves back all the way over here. We just want to make sure that we're doing something to get ourselves out of the LOS of the Diva. Sorry, not the Diva, the Ash. Because us doing this GA is just a straight GA. It means that the Ash could very easily just track us as we're doing this. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gone, as you'll see, you know, yourself in just a second, okay? So what I would do here is I'd either use one of these guys to GA myself out, back around, or I'd wait a second for the Winston to dive and then use, you know, to once again, back around. Alright, we keep on going though. Unfortunately, the enemy team end up getting quite a few picks, and yeah, they end up getting the first point, which is fine. Alright, but it's fine. Go back to go and help our Echo and we go again. Nice. That's a very early report, but that's fine. Nice helping your Echo. Save your GA here, because you know, obviously when you come around this way, there's no real way for you to escape unless if there's someone like really like on this kind of high ground here, or if you know, someone's coming main. Save your GA for when the Marga runs past, okay? Because if we try and rush it, we end up doing like the little like weird GA which you end up doing, and you're like, oh great, well I'm stuck here again, okay? Have some patience, don't rush it. Wait for the Marga to run through, and then you can use him to GA out like this, or GA ourselves up on like a high ground or something, like wherever you want to go basically, okay? We just want to get out from like where we are basically, okay? So don't be afraid, just to wait for the Marga to run past, keep calm, keep safe, and then use your GA to get out. All right, we keep it going though. Nice, obviously GA out now. Common do it with your Reaper. Nice. Very nice position for that entire thing. Lovely peel as well for your Brig. Can't do it with your Brig though, because she just ends up getting primaled in, bless her. Nice GA away from the Winston again. Don't be afraid to Valk here, by the way. Don't be afraid to Valk here. And the reasoning is because you've lost your Brig, right? And we still want to try and keep this contested. And all your team is pretty healthy, okay? Your Reaper's still going in strong with, you know, all the DPS and everything. And your Marga is doing Marga things with is very, very stretched out hair, you know, walking into the back line and everything, okay? And your Echo is still flying about. You have so many movement options right now that you could just Valk, okay? One key thing when you're playing against, you know, people like, for example, the Winston and your Reaper and stuff like that, you know, people that are going to be constantly attacking you, do not be afraid to use your Valk for your own selfishness, okay? Because in reality, right, how can we use Valk here? We can obviously, you know, we can use Valk to help our team engage, but what's most likely going to happen is the enemy team are going to engage in first because they got the Winston, okay? So what's going to happen is probably the Winston's going to dive in with the Reaper, and then we can use our Valk to escape them, okay? So don't be afraid to use your Valk here as, you know, a way to keep ourselves alive and be able to just keep ourselves up and be selfish with your Valk here, okay? Because I'd rather you played selfish with your Valk, helps, you know, your Echo build up an ultimate, or just keep the rest of your team alive with the Valk. Bada bing, bada boom. Team fight 1, okay? So just, if you can, try just to use that Valk selfishly here. So as soon as you end up kind of running out of options with, you know, cheating yourself away from the Winston, then we can pop the Valk and we can go ahead and, you know, keep ourselves alive. But we'll keep on going though. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of your team are just going to end up falling now because we don't have the Mercy anymore. Or the, what's it called? The thing, which is fine. Oh, nice little res from the Mercy. And yeah, we'll just have to reset and go again here. Hoping that nobody kind of staggers themselves. Nice. This is kind of the annoying bit of Havana, where you just end up, you know, standing in this, you just end up kind of just standing on this staircase and just praying and hoping that people don't get picked off before you even, like, start to engage. But it's all good. As per exemplar with your Brig, because your Brig was too aggressive there. With the Blossom, okay, because we know they're gonna have Blossom coming up, don't we? Okay, because we have to think, okay, what ultimates have they not used in a while? And we can think to ourselves, okay, well they haven't really used Blossom in a while, because the last time they used Blossom was back where they used like 3 of their ultimates on first point, okay? So we know from what the Reaper's been doing that the Reaper's gonna have ultimate, okay? So what I would doing here is I would be looking to just really keep my distance here. This is, if your Brig wants to play aggressively there, that's on your Brig, okay? But what I'd be looking to do is just playing back, and then instead of playing like so close to the doorway as you have been doing, just take a little step back, okay? Just play all the way back here, okay? Because your Brig is there with the Inspire, because Brig's going to be getting up so much Inspire right now to keep your Marga up. Marga also has his, like, overhealth, overdrive thing, whatever it's called. You know, the thing that gives him, like, a ton of HP for no reason? He's got that thing, alright? So, just play your distance, okay? You know in your head they're going to have Reaper ult, and you can hear the Reaper being really close by. You're in a very close cornered room, so Reaper's very easily going to go, die, you know, just like kill everything, okay? So don't force yourself into this room. Instead, just play back, play safe, play with your Echo back here. Allow the Reaper ult to come through, and just very easily just be like, cool. You know, just go behind the wall, just be like, okay, cool Reaper ult. And then we can go back in. Obviously, either Reaper dies when he blossoms, or he'll, like, you know, back out or, like, look for other people. It just purely depends on how well your team stay up, basically. But you know in your head that you managed to survive it, and then you just look to see, okay, what's the outcome of this? If your Echo falls, then we can go and res our Echo. If someone else falls, then, you know, we can, like, maybe, like, try to go and help them. But we just want to try and make sure that we're playing back, we're playing safe, and we're just playing away from this Reaper that we know is going to be happening very soon. Alright, but we keep on going though. So unfortunately we do end up getting picked off by it. And your Brig ends up falling as well. I'll see what the rest of your team end up doing though, because we have kind of evened it out, which is really nice. See what ends up happening. I was hoping the rally over health would have saved me. Unfortunately, because the rally over health isn't, like, instantaneous, it's kind of like, oh, you know, you kind of, like, gain it over time, isn't it? It's not, like, suddenly, like, you jump up to, like, well, like, 300 HP or whatever it is, okay? It takes a good couple seconds for that over health to happen, and that, obviously, the Reaper will just end up kind of overwriting that, basically, okay? So, I would just play back, play safe, and just kind of play your life there, and then go back in and just kind of salvage whatever ends up happening. Because your Echo actually ended up surviving it really well, because I guess she had flights obviously back away from it. Brig is just going to use her entire rally shield just to be able, you know, just kind of like block as much damage as you can. So what you would be doing here is you'd just be kind of like just sat here waiting, and either peeling back for your Echo, she ends up taking quite a bit of damage, or going in to just go and help your Brig. Alright? Keep it going though. So we've duplicated Winston. Nice G to the side. Yeah, you can't reach her, unfortunately. You did the absolute right thing though. Nice. Nice Valk here actually. Love this Valk. Love this Valk. This Valk was really well played by you, Jelly. You played this so perfectly by just playing up here, playing with your Reaper, you know, just to, like, you know, help with the Blossom and everything. Really nice. And then you pop the Valk as soon as you realize that you're gonna, like, you know, start getting hit by the Winston, and also when our Marga starts coming in as well, being really aggressive. Beautiful Valk here. love this Valk. This is absolutely beautiful as well. And how you played your Valk here as well was really, really great, okay? I loved the damage boost on the Marga with the Marga roll. I love how you go, obviously, you know, you go and peel back for your Reaper, just try and help him out as well. Really, really nice. Your positioning as well in general was really good. And one of the things is when you were kind of like down here with your Valk, you were a little bit too close in my opinion. I'd rather you played a little bit further back just to make sure that you're keeping that distance from these short range heroes like the Reaper. Obviously, I know Juno's a little bit more longer range, but obviously, you know, it's harder for Juno to hit you when you're further out, okay? Beautifully played, Valk. Really, really nice, Valk, okay? Really good. Love that, Valk. Keep going, though. So, nice positioning, obviously, after it. Nice. My key thing throughout this entire thing, by the way, because I've said it quite a few times, okay? Hold on, let me quickly just rewatch it again just to see. Remember, you can use other people to GA about, by the way, because it feels like there's a lot of the time you end up kind of relying a lot on your beam target for some of these GAs. Key example is this one here with your Reaper, okay? I wanted you to look up a little bit further to make sure you definitely have that GA onto your Echo, okay? It's just about, not so much over-exaggerating, but it's very much kind of making sure that you definitely have LOS of the Echo before you go to do these slings, by the way, because it's happened a few times now where you kind of like, I know what you want to do. Like, it's very clear to me that you want to use your Echo here to GA yourself up and then come up onto this high ground here, but you end up kind of GAing to the Reaper instead. It's just about taking that little extra second, okay? Remember, it's totally okay. Take that little bit of a tiny, like, half a second or something, just to make sure that you definitely have LOS onto the Echo, so then we can use her to G ourselves across onto this high ground if we can. Alright, keep it going, though. Very, very nice. Nice. Push up here, push up here. Really, really nice. And I think that should be game so far. So overall, really, really great, Jelly. So far, you've played this really, really well. My main key things, obviously, I talked about using your Valk for your own survivability. You're doing really, really well playing against this Winston, but it's just making sure that you're using these GAs into, you know, better pieces of cover if you can. But other than that, though, you're doing really, really well so far. Just try and keep yourself alive and well against this Winston. You're doing really, really well. All right, I'll quickly fast forward it forward just so we can get back to us gonna be attacking now. Oh, we changed skins as well. We're in Atlantic now. I love people that change the skins halfway through the match, because I feel like I always forget that you can do, and I just end up, you know, using the exact same skin throughout the entire thing. But then again, I've got my favorite skin, so you know, it is what it is. Looking at the team comp that we have now, we have changed, so we're no longer on Marga and we're on Ball. Main key thing with Ball is don't be going chasing around the map after him, because, you know, if Ball is in the backline and he's half HP, don't be kind of looking to think, oh my goodness, like, how can I help him? Okay. Look for where he might roll back for you and just kind of like stand and like make sure that we're looking to, you know, check where he's coming back. Other than that, though, same things again as you were doing. Main blue beam Echo. You can beam Reaper every once in a while when he can. Keep it going. So you clearly got enemy snipers, so we wanted to make sure that we're using our cover as much as possible. For example, with that sling there, make sure that's a direct sling all the way to this piece of cover here. Because we've heard that they've got the Widow and they've got some kind of sniper. It might be Ash, might be Widow, okay? We want to try and make sure that we're just using that sling to as much cover as I can, okay? I'll be using that sling to get over to this one, and then once, you know, my G is back, I'll be using it then to G and then kind of like sit behind the payload if I'm the one that needs to be pushing payload. Look at your team comp, it probably will be you or Brig that'll be, you know, meaning to push this payload basically. So use that sling to get yourself all the way out over here to make sure that you're not in LOS of the Widow, and then use the GA to kind of like sit behind the car basically. We just want to try and make sure that we're doing like these really, really straight GAs rather than just kind of like GAing out into the open. Oh, I'm in LOS of the Widow. Alright. Keep on going though. Fortunately, cannot do anything for your Echo though. I don't think you can even res it, so that's fine. Nice that you obviously, you know, you find the moment where you can res it. Very, very nice. Instead of you getting your beam on the Ball and then you doing the GA, do the GA, then get your beam on the ball. The reasoning is because if you get your beam onto the ball, can you see how, like, you end up with a little bit of, like, oh, because I could get hit by the Widow here, and she actually ends up shooting, okay? We want to make sure that we're doing the GA first, and then once we've done the GA, then we get the beam onto the ball, just to make sure that we're not, you know, we're protecting our hitbox as much as possible here. Other than that, really, really great. Keep it going. Nice res on the Echo. Looks like Echo wants to go into a flank right now, which is exactly what she should be doing, because obviously it's going to be hard to go main. Be a bit more proactive here. And what I mean by this is, when you see the Reaper coming, right? I'll show you in a second. As soon as you see that Reaper locking onto your Echo, and you see that he's going to start coming forward to your Echo, at this point, I've been looking to do a GA back. The reasoning is because we want to try and make sure that we're playing as back as possible. We're not taking this excess damage from the Reaper, and also it's not giving the Reaper an opportunity to get really, really close to us, okay? So as soon as you see the Reaper coming in there, I've been looking to back myself out, like, all the way over here already, basically. We keep on going, though. Nice heals onto your Echo, though. You did as much as you could there to try and help. Very nice as well. Damage boost to obviously, you know, go back in and re-engage. Lovely sling to help ball. Lovely sling as well to help your what's called Reaper. Very, very nice. Nice. Keep pushed up here though. Keep pushed up here, okay? I want you to stay pushed up here with your ball. The reason is because we need to try and get a stagger kill here. So it's either we get a stagger kill onto the Mercy, which I think is what your ball's trying to do, or we try and get a stagger kill onto the Winston. Now this doesn't mean, you know, be like right beside him like, yes, ball, go, you know. We can still play off to the side as we haven't been doing, but we just want to try and make sure we're getting our beams up as much as possible. So once this is done, I'd be looking to GA myself, probably over to this side of this kind of canister thing. I don't know what it is. And sit and damage boost your ball kind of like over from this side. You can also do it from the stairs if you want to, but my issue with the stairs is if the Winston decides to re-engage and jump onto you, then it makes it very, very hard for you to escape, because obviously, you know, we have to just walk up the stairs. Winston could just follow us going, and then you're dead by the time you reach the top of the stairs, okay? So I want you to be aggressive here with your ball. GA to this section here, so it means that the Winston does jump onto us, we can just GA ourselves like back straight away, basically. But I want you to push up with your ball here and just try and work on maybe getting a stagger off onto this Mercy. Alright, but keep it going, though. Obviously, when he rolls in like that, we don't need to be kind of pushing up that far with him, basically. Nice as well, Jane, so obviously, you know, help him out. Very, very nice. And yeah, at this point, it's fine for you to play back, because obviously, you know, the team fight's done. Nice. Okay, they have sights. It sounded like, obviously, you know, it came from over there, so really, really nice. Lovely. Wait for the Winston to dive you before you move. Very, very nice. Nice peel for Brig. You can't do anything more than what you did. No, you get out there. No. I love us. Okay, so Jelly, I love that you want to try and reset here, okay? This is very, very smart of you, because obviously, you know, you've lost your Brig. You did as much as you could for your Brig there, in my opinion. You did as much as you could. Blossom comes out as well. You played some really, really good distance as well. There's nothing you can do as Mercy here, physically more, to keep him up. Because Brig just decides just to still go in really, really aggressively here, rather than backing out, like bashing out and then just playing safe. So that's on her. And then, you know, you do try your best. You can't do any more than that. Nice positioning here, okay? As soon as your Echo dies, just get your pistol out. Get your pistol out and just start shooting here, because we want to try and obviously, you know, build our Valk as much as possible. So just get your pistol out a little bit sooner. But as soon as you see that ball, okay, don't be afraid just to J to him. You get your pistol out. As soon as you get the J again, J ourselves back through again, okay? We can keep ourselves alive here. Obviously, it doesn't really matter too much, because, I mean, we want to try and obviously, you know, save ourselves from being staggered. So if you can, just make sure that we're getting that J as quick as possible to get ourselves at least out, okay? Because we want to try and make an attempt. But we can definitely get ourselves out here. But it's alright, sweet. Don't worry about it. Ball isn't going to defeat it anyway, so we're going to need a full reset. But it's a good go again. We've got Valk to come in, along with a lot of ultimates from our team. I'm thinking as well what they have on the enemy team. Obviously, they've used Blossom. They've just switched to Soldier, so obviously they're going to be nowhere near that ult. But I would definitely look in for stuff like Rally, Mercy, Valk, and also Winston. Looking at, obviously, at our kind of team's ultimates, that's what I've been looking for the next team fight. So just make sure, you know, we're not going to get caught out by the primal. Or maybe we can use our Valk as well to help if we end up getting kind of caught out with. Nice sling, but do the sling over to here. The reason is because, can you see how we now just out of beam range? Love how you want to use this cover, but we do want to try and make sure that we use that cover so we're still in beam range of our echo. So do this as a sling over to your brig over here, so it means we can stay with her. Because, yeah, unfortunately, she doesn't go in really aggressive, but maybe staying with her with that beam for a little bit extra means that she could have definitely maybe stayed up a little bit longer. So just make sure that we're doing that GA over to this kind of piece of cover here to make sure we're still staying in beam range. Don't know whether she survives there or not. That's obviously, you know, hindsight's a lovely thing. But we'll have to see. But nice. Cardiff if you break there. Nice. Just do that as a, what's it called? Just a straight G down. There's no need for you to super jump it because it's, you know, it's not like you're trying to outplay anyone. It's not like you're trying to, like, you know, get it over like a wall or something like that, okay? They're not looking at you, so this is just going to be a sneaky res from you. Just literally just drop down, do the res, so then it means as soon as these guys realize that you've done the res, you're not going to be stood around for a second like, oh my gosh, you know? Instead, you've already got that G available, so you can use your Reaper to get out. You can use your ball to get yourself onto a high ground, okay? So it means that we're not kind of like just stuck here for a second, which I feel like you might end up being ever so slightly. I know that scoot is really annoying. Just make sure with your Valk here that we're not once again getting too close to the enemy team, so we end up getting stood like that. I don't think it'll help your brig stay up just with the amount of damage that's coming through with these guys. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, just make sure that we're not, you know, playing too close to these guys, you know, so we end up taking a lot of, like, unnecessary damage. Just make sure that we're using our Valk to play back. I like the Valk, though, because obviously, you know, we do want to try and re-engage back in with, and we are, like, down one as well while we're doing so. So we just want to try and make sure that we're, you know, re-engaging in. I felt this is a good Valk from you. Just, yeah, make sure that we're kind of keeping that distance a little bit more than what we were doing. Fortunately, Bringers are getting taken out. We've just used our Valk as well. Nice. Really, really nice. You played all that really, really well. Nice peel for the ball. Nice peel for your team as well. Nice JOA. Can't do anything more than just what you did. Yeah, nice. At this point, obviously, just looks back out. Other than that, you played that absolutely perfectly, Jellyfish. There is nothing more you can physically do there. Your team just fed, okay? Because obviously, you know, our Brig ends up feeding and then dies. It is what it is. Your you did as much as you could for your Echo as well with the Echo ult as well. You did so well to enable that as much as possible. So really, really well done with that. And Ball obviously was just rolling him out and doing his thing, okay? There is nothing more you can do there. You did absolutely everything right in that scenario. There's nothing physically more you can do. Nice backing out. Obviously, want to try and, you know, keep our ball up as much as possible, so really, really nice. Look to team up with your Echo, by the way, as soon as you can here. The reason is because we know that the soldier's going to be kind of mainish. Be looking to kind of get to her. Or, like, at least, like, try and, like, pair up with her, or, like, try and help her, like, come through, basically, if you can. We are seeing the Reaper coming onto us now, so I'm going to see what you end up doing. Nice rotation around away from him, very, very nice. Meet up with Echo now, which is really, really great. Very, very nice. Beautifully played. Very, very nice. Make sure you let your team know there, by the way, that you want to res on the just in case. Oh, that really, really great. And we end up capping it in. Very, very nice. Very, very well played. Loved all that once again. Nice beam management here. Nice. My only thing is make sure that we're pushing up with the Echo a little bit sooner here. because we know that the Echo's gonna want to like fly in and follow up on the damage that the Bastion's doing. You can keep your beam on the Bastion while we fly in to go and help the Echo, and I'd fly onto like these stairs basically. So when she does go in with like that focus beam and stuff like that, after the Bastion's put in a lot of the damage, you're already there preemptively to help damage boost the rest of it to see whether we can get an extra pick off or something like that. All right. So it's just about, you know, being a little bit more aggressive there. Other than that, really, really great. Nice. Really bad Valk for the enemy mercy. Nice damage boost there. Nice. Really, really great. And then just look to push up again. Lovely. My only thing is once the Mog has gone, don't be afraid, just J yourself into the room. The reasoning is because obviously we know the Mog has gone, so everyone's gone out of that room, and we just want to make sure that we're not going to take too much damage from being out of here, because we can hear the soldier coming up on the high ground. So don't be afraid to J yourself into here, because then we can have like, you know, just chill and vibe, do a little walk around here, and then we can meet back up either these guys that would have bought main, or we can meet back up with our Echo. Alright? Keep it going though. Very, very nice. Nice peeling back for the ball as well. Nice positioning here. Nice. I will say, I think this Valk is a tad bit too early. And the reasoning is because they've not fully engaged yet, okay? Yes, I know that you want to keep your ball up. But remember as well, this ball's going to roll back to this health pack. He also has honor as well to really help kind of keep him up and everything. So I feel like this Valk is a little bit too early in my opinion, because I'd rather wait for when, like, for example, the Morga gets back and then the Morga starts contesting. Then we could obviously, you know, push damage boost a little bit more, and obviously, you know, try to use our Valk to keep up people a little bit more. I feel like this one's a little bit, not so much panicky, because you think, oh my gosh, like, you know, my ball's gonna die. But remember, you know, there's a health pack. He's got an honor as well stood here with him as well. There's no need to panic for the extra heals here, okay? Because there's so much availability for him as well. And also, the enemy team haven't really pushed in yet. I'll keep on playing it. I'll kind of like let you know when I think I would have Valked. I would have probably Valked about now-ish when the Morg comes in. Nice, obviously, you know, playing around the ult and everything. Very well played. Try not to whack in there. Like, I know you're a little bit annoyed, like, oh, you just killed my honor, okay? But if he hasn't seen you, just wait it out for a sec to you know, avoid him seeing you and then, you know, shooting you earlier on, okay? But to try and be as sneaky as possible. That, they're really, really great. Nice. Don't be afraid just to peek that really, really quick, by the way, like really early on, because when you heal people, obviously you get more health back from the healing. So just make sure that we're peeking that a little bit earlier than what we are doing, to make sure that we're going to get our beam onto the ball as soon as possible. To, you know, to make sure that we're getting our health up as quick as really as we can. Nice looking for the soldier as well. Keep your beam, by the way, on your ball as long as possible. He does end up rolling through here, which is, you know, something that you cannot help. But just make sure that we're keeping our beam on him as long as possible. I feel like we end up kind of joining the Echo a little bit too soon, in my opinion. I would rather you kept the beam on your ball for, like, as long as possible. And just kind of made, like, a mental note, like, that's where my Echo is. Other than that, though, really, really well played. Nice. Cardiff in there. Nice rotation. Nice damage boost. Stay with your Morga here. You need to try and stay with your Morga here, because you want to try and make sure that he's, like, staying up. So just make sure you're keeping your beam on him a little bit longer. Obviously, yes, I know that you do want to try and enable this Echo as much as possible, but just make sure we're kind of, like, staying with the Morga as much as possible if we can, just to make sure that, you know, we're trying to keep him up, basically. Alright, but keep him going though. Just because obviously if we lose our Morga hit, it's going to make it really, really hard for us to re-engage. And then when you see the Echo G, you know, going in like this to go onto the soldier, then it's completely fine for you to go in like this. Nice. Oh, okay. And then this is a little bit bad on your behalf, okay? So if we can, let's quickly talk about this. So I want you to just stay with this manga a little bit soon, a little bit longer than what you have been doing. Love the engagement with your echo. Very, very nice. My only thing is when you do this GA, make sure that you have a sling just to get yourself somewhere. So for example, I'd obviously, look to sling here like directly, basically just make sure that you're there. Then as soon as you hear this Genji blade, okay, think to yourself, where is he going? Okay, if you see him dash somewhere, like for example, say you see him dash to your soldier, you don't want to GA to your soldier, because if the soldier ends up losing the 1v1 to the Genji, which he probably will, because obviously the Mercy's like nearby, is probably going to beam him in a second. Okay, we don't want to be anywhere near that blade. Okay, so instead of you GAing to your soldier, GA to your Marga, and then do like a sling back to your like honor. Don't be like directly to your honor on the just in case, but if you can, try just to make sure that we're slinging ourselves just away from where the blade is, basically. We don't want to sling ourselves to the blade, because that's how we end up falling from the blade. Alright? We keep it going, though. Unfortunately, we didn't get picked off. Really, really good, obviously, damage boosted blade. Can't really do anything too much about that. Oh, no, I think it's going to fall as well, unfortunately. Keep it going, see what we can do on a recon test here if we do end up getting one. However, I don't think we do, which is unfortunate because it's a really, really good blade by them, okay? But overall, like, obviously with our last play, just make sure we're gearing ourselves away from the target. Other than that, though, Jelly, you've played absolutely beautifully throughout that entire game, okay? You've shown an absolutely amazing Mercy here, and you definitely should be higher than Gold 1. I will 100% agree with you. Let's start off with some positives. I love your beam management. I feel like your damage boost and your healing beams are absolutely perfect. I don't really have any issues with it. I feel like whoever you've got your beams on is really, really great. My only thing is I want you to push up a little bit more. Be that tad bit more aggressive. Like, for example, when your team are wanting to push forward, you go in aggressively with them as well, just to make sure that we're going in and enabling them as much as possible. Like, for example, when the ball was pushing up to try and get a stagger on the Mercy, try to push up with that. When you see our Echo pushing up to follow up on the Bastion damage with a focus beam, make sure we're pushing up with that. There's just those few extra little moments there where we're not being that kind of like proactive and thinking to ourselves, okay, what's going to happen next? What's my Echo wanting to do, okay? So just make sure that we're doing that. And then also as well, it kind of comes into play as well with the enemy team, where it's like when the enemy team are wanting to push into you, like for example with the Reaper and everything, then we're going to be like far back and we're like peeling back off, basically. Movement is really, really good. I like obviously your use of the movement. I've not really got any issues with that, apart from just make sure that we're using our GA, like we're using our GAs for cover, especially when we're on Havana, because the Havana is so open, and obviously a lot of people who like hit scans on it and stuff like that. We need to be really, really cautious with how we are GAing ourselves to these pieces of cover if we can do. Because there's a few times we end up kind of just GAing ourselves out into like just like some random open space, basically. Your Valks are really good as well, Jelly, honestly. I will say they do definitely still need a tiny bit of work, like for example with your positioning in them, just make sure that we're still like, being in a safe position. I remember as well in our Valk, if we're safe, stay in that space as well. Don't be afraid, just kind of like stay where we are with that, and just make sure as well we're still using our cover, and we're like, we're playing far away from the enemy team as well while we're doing so. And just don't be afraid as well to use your Valks for your own self survivability, okay? Because there was I think a few times where we could have maybe just used our Valk just to keep ourselves alive, instead of just trying to use our movement, and it ends up kind of failing because you've done your best trying to evade the Winston, which you have been doing really, really well. Don't be afraid to pop that Valk just to keep yourself up and alive throughout that. Other than that, though, Jelly, obviously, please do let me know if you have any more issues. But other than that, you played absolutely beautifully. But yeah, just once again, thank you so much for everyone on YouTube as well as on Twitch who've been watching this. If you guys want some of my own gameplay, that is on my main channel, which obviously will be like down in the description. If you guys do want to watch any of these live as well, like either the mods or the my games, then they're on my Twitch, which will also be linked down in the description, along with my Discord as well. But yeah, just once again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!